Welcome back to Ref Me Up 2.0. Today we're breaking down the clock, snap or ready, runoff or no runoff, and 12 defenders after the 2-minute timeout. 3 simple flowcharts to settle it every time. Here's the beginner's rule of thumb before we dive in. Almost everything defaults to clock starts on a snap. A specific memorized short list of situations is the exception. That's the whole trick. Snap vs ready the baseline. Let's start with the foundation. There are 2 starting signals. One is the default. The other is a specific short list of exceptions. Starts on a snap, this is the default. If a clock stopping event isn't on a specific ready list, the clock starts on a snap, full stop. Starts on the ready. This is shorthand for on the referee's ready for play signal. Only a specific list of stoppage reasons earns this treatment. Here's what happens when a play has both kinds of reasons. If more than one reason applies to the same stoppage, say a first down for Team A and a ball carrier going out of bounds after the 2-minute timeout, and at least one of those reasons calls for starting on a snap, then snap wins. The only thing that can override snap prevails is a 10-second runoff, which we'll cover in a couple of slides. Which sign-on starts the clock? Now let's run every dead ball through one question. Here's the flow. We start with the clock stopped and the ball about to be snapped. The question, is the reason the clock stopped on a specific starts on the ready list? If yes, the clock starts on the ready signal. If no, the clock starts on a snap, the default. Here's a special case worth knowing. A charged team timeout always starts the clock on the snap without exception, even though it's granted during a stoppage. And here are some common starts on the ready reasons. A measurement or awarding Team A a first down after the 2-minute timeout. A referee's timeout, an injury, drying the ball, an inadvertent whistle, a coach's conference or challenge. A media timeout or a player's helmet coming completely off. And most penalties, including those for dead ball fouls, with one narrow exception. The 10-second runoff. This is a late game rule that only kicks in inside the final 2 minutes of a half. Here's the flow. We start after the 2-minute timeout. First question, is the stoppage an injury, a helmet coming off, a foul that immediately stops the clock, or a replay reversal that wouldn't otherwise have stopped it? If no runoff is available, normal clock rules apply. If yes, second question, for injury or helmet off, was it the only reason the clock stopped? For a foul, did it stop the clock immediately, like a false start? If no to either, there's no runoff. For example, a holding or illegal formation foul doesn't stop the clock immediately, so no runoff applies there. If yes, the runoff is available. Here's what happens next. The offended team decides. They can accept the runoff, use a timeout to avoid it, or just decline it. If the runoff is accepted, the clock starts on the ready. If declined, the clock starts on the snap. Beginner tip. The runoff is what breaks the snap prevails rule from slide 2. When it applies, it overrides everything else. 12 defenders after the 2-minute time. This is new in 2025, and the clock consequence depends entirely on whether that 12th player actually played the down. Here's the flow. We start with Team B having 12 or more players on the field after the 2-minute timeout. The question, did the 12th defender actually participate in the down, not just try to leave? If no, he was attempting to exit, still on the field at the snap, and had no influence on the play, it's the normal substitution penalty only, 5 yards, no clock adjustment. If yes, the offended team gets an option. Here's what the offended team can choose. Officials penalize Team B for the substitution foul, either way. The offended team may also choose to reset the game clock, back to time shown at the snap. The clock then restarts on the next snap, and the penalty doesn't have to be accepted for the clock reset option to apply. Here's the beginner takeaway. A 12th defender who's clearly trying to get off the field and never affects the play is treated gently, just a standard 5-yard foul. A 12th defender who actually plays it down opens the door to turning back the clock. Because the defense may have gained an unfair edge late in the half, the clock rules at a glance. Let's pull it all together. Snap versus ready, the default is the snap. A specific short list of stoppages, measurements, timeouts, injuries, helmet off, most penalties starts it on the ready instead. If both kinds of reasons apply, snap wins unless a runoff applies. The 10-second runoff, only after the 2-minute timeout. Available for an injury or helmet off, that's the only stoppage reason. A foul that immediately stops the clock, or certain replay reversals. The offended team can accept it, decline it, or use a timeout to avoid it. 12 defenders, no influence. If the 12th Team B player was leaving the field, still on it at the snap, and never affected the play, just the standard 5-yard illegal substitution penalty, no clock change. 12 defenders participating. If the 12th Team B player actually played the down, the offended team gets the option to reset the game clock to the time at the snap, restarting on the next snap, on top of the penalty. Thanks for joining Ref Me Up 2.0. I hope you got 1% better today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next rookie guide.
Well, that's a wrap for this section. Hopefully, y'all learned something today. If you made it all the way through, then you're a real one, and I hope it brought you closer to your goals. Go ahead and subscribe and share with a football official, fan, or coach, and